Sex therapy. Therapy specifically dedicated to the improvement of sexual function and treatment of sexual dysfunction. Sex therapy has existed in different cultures throughout history, including ancient India, China, Greece, and Rome. By the 1950s, sex therapy was mostly concerned with repressing what was then considered deviant behaviors, such as homosexuality or having sex too frequently. But thanks to Masters and Johnson, who are commonly credited with revolutionizing sex therapy in the mid-century, the necessity of understanding intimate sexual experiences has begun to be taken more seriously. My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'm going to be sitting down with sex therapists to learn the truth behind this elusive profession. Do sex therapists genuinely care about helping adults experience satisfaction with their partners? Or are they merely using this profession as a front in fulfilling their own perverted fetishes? Is having a career centered around knowing the details of hundreds of people's most intimate sexual experiences a blessing or a curse? Hi, Jonathan.
Hey.
Isla.
Hi.
Dr. Stephanie, the
Hello
sex
there.
guru.
Very nice to meet you, Anthony.
Thank you so much for coming out and teaching me about the wondrous world of sex therapy.
Absolutely.
What do you consider yourself? A sex therapist, a relationship savior?
I would say I consider myself a sexual healer all the way
Healer.
around. But I also am a relationship savior as well.
Neither. But yes, some relationship saviors more, but we actually teach tantric sexuality.
You teach what?
Tantric sexuality.
Tantric sexuality.
Yes.
That's a new one. What does being a sex therapist entail?
It's a form of therapy where it's fully based on sex and your sexuality. Because I believe our sexuality is a symptom of what's going on in our life.
So sexuality is kind of a representation for most of our problems?
If someone tells me what's going on with them sexually, I can tell them exactly what their problems are.
How long have you been a sex therapist?
Since April, so about 6 months now.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're fresh. You're
Yeah,
hot
so-
off the press.
A little bit more than 10 years now.
10 years.
I love it.
What first made you want to become a sex therapist?
I was raised in an extremely religious environment as a child. They believed in devils and they believed in exorcising devils. And so I supposedly had sex demons.
So you were
And-
told to repress that because it was an actual demon
That's
inside
right.
you.
That's right. And they were cast out of me even before I didn't even know what demons were. I didn't know what
Yeah.
sex was. So I had a lot of trauma. And so I decided to heal that. And it took me a long journey to heal that part of myself. And by doing that, it helped heal my life in general. And that's when I decided I wanted to help others.
We met and everything was sparks and it was beautiful and we were just hitting it off on so many levels, and then we had sex and we were like, oh my God, there's zero chemistry, there's nothing.
You two had zero chemistry?
Zero.
Yeah.
Everything else was
Well,
perfect.
sexually.
Sexually.
Everything else was great.
What do you think differentiates a good sex therapist from a bad sex therapist?
When therapists are going just by the book and
Yeah.
just judging you based on everybody else's experiences.
So
And
it's not
that
custom catered to you.
No, it's everybody's different.
I make the clients feel really comfortable right away.
Yeah.
You know, I try to throw jokes in there. I
Yeah.
try to make it a little lighter. Recently, I had a client, she didn't want to bring her husband in. He was so nervous. After a couple of sessions, I asked him, I said, are you doing better with everything? He goes, oh yeah, you're the gangster of love.
Boom! Do you proudly tell people that you're sex therapists, or do you keep it more of a secret?
All the time. It's
Yeah.
so funny, like at our friend's dinner party the
Yeah.
other day.
We were sitting at a table and the
Yeah.
whole table got full of people all around us. It was just like, and go on, and everybody was quiet, just listening to
You were just
us.
commanding the room
Basically.
with words of sexual wisdom.
Basically, yeah.
Why do you think sex therapy is important?
Sex is the one thing that everyone loves. Like
The one common factor in
Yeah.
everyone in the world.
they all like to have sex.
Okay.
And so it's this beautiful free gift we've been given, but no one's really teaching us how to enjoy sex.
They don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't understand it. They think, for instance, that there's some kind of touching involved or
Right.
things. At no times do I ever lay hands on my clients.
Right.
And I am solution focused, so I always give exercises depending upon what's going on with my clients, and it's to be done in the privacy of their own home. My job is to get them as quickly as possible.
Why do you think sex therapy is so important?
Because sex is so important.
Right.
Sex is one of the most important things as humans that we have to experience on the planet. It's the closest that we can actually experience heaven on earth or hell on earth.
If everyone's having good sex,
Right.
there's no need for consumerism. Yeah.
Good sex is a state of nirvana. It sounds
Exactly.
like, and therefore you don't need all this other.
You don't need the government telling you what to do.
That is like the
yeah.
easiest way to explain this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Why do you think almost every society on Earth is monogamous?
Control.
Control?
Yeah.
Who's control?
It's to control mainly the female. We all come out of the vagina sexual beings. We do not come out with shame around sexuality. We do not come out monogamous. All of this stuff we are taught through society and religion, which monogamy is a choice, and I respect that. But we are not born. We are taught things of that nature. We are born to be sexual.
How has being in this field changed your overall view of sex?
We went from having really horrible sex to the best sex we've ever experienced. And now we're seeing that in somebody else. We're seeing that in the people that come to us for help. It's really life-changing, and not just affecting your sexuality, but the rest of your life. It actually teaches you how to live a more balanced life.
So instead of it just being sort of this like instant gratification, it becomes this beautiful, elongated moment that we just get to experience, and it's kind of like a vacation.
Groupon, I want some free vacations every day. Do you think people are properly educated about sex in today's society?
No.
No.
The clitoris didn't make it onto a textbook until the 1970s. Like, are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah, and the female anatomy is actually erectile tissue, kind of like the penis is.
Right.
And it doesn't work unless it's aroused, so they were studying the female anatomy on dead bodies. Still parts of the women's body that are not properly studied and they don't have explanations for, kind of like female ejaculation,
Yeah.
which a lot of doctors think they're myths.
They think that women are just peeing.
They're just peeing, which they're not.
Most people I find get their education, sadly, through porn. Because porn, while one aspect of it can be helpful and exciting, it is not the way to learn about sex, because it is not real. It's not real sex. It's not real people. It's not real bodies.
They're performers.
They're performers. And that's the way most people learn about sex.
What's the most difficult part about being a sex therapist?
The pain that's involved that I have to hear. There's a lot of pain that people suffer regarding their sex and their sexuality. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of sadness.
Shame.
There's a lot of shame. And all that stuff hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
And I have people cry and weep in my office, and I just want to put my arms around them, but I just have to sit there and listen. And it is, people are hurting sexually.
Yeah.
People are hurting on this planet sexually.
Yeah. Is there one thing that you feel like you could say that would help a lot of people watching this who might be feeling a lot of shame around sex in general?
You are not alone. There's many, many people who have experienced exactly what you're experiencing and that have overcome it. If you are willing to change, if you are willing to do the work it takes and let go of some old beliefs and some old ideas, you could really heal from that.
Abe wants to know what the most absurd thing is that someone has believed about sex.
For me, the most
Yeah.
absurd thing is when I have a male who can't f his wife because he can't see her as, quote, the whore. He can only have sex with a female that he views as a whore.
That's how much he has viewed sex as a taboo thing.
It's called, the complex is called a Madonna whore complex. So they can only see women one of two ways, either the Madonna, which she's the wife, the mother, the sister, or the whore. And there's various degrees to it, but some men and women have it so bad that they have to completely shut down sexually.
Wow.
Some women have it so bad that they can't have sex with their husband because they're deep down afraid that the husband's going to see her as a whore.
Brian wants to know if you've ever fantasized about any of your clients.
I have never, ever, ever even thought about it. Never, ever, ever.
You don't. You can answer that too.
You thought about it, so you did.
We'll talk about that on the way home.
Do you think most of the insecurities people feel about themselves and their sexuality stem from societal pressures?
I think women's body issues, not feeling, skinny enough or curvy enough or big enough boobs or big enough butts, or like women get the worst, I think. There's so much pressure and attention on being this sort of really a woman that doesn't exist, because all the women you see on magazines or you see, they're all airbrushed, they're all tucked, their
No one
acne's
has
gone.
pores.
Right,
Yeah, it's
right.
like these people don't even exist.
Farrell wants to know if there's one thing about sex that you think everyone should know.
That it's fun. It's fun, and you should be having it. You should be having a lot of it.
You hear that? You just got prescribed a pill.
That's right. That's my prescription.
What do your parents think about your job as sex therapists?
My mom's super reserved, and she's a doctor.
Yeah.
I didn't tell her at first what we were doing, and
Yeah.
then she found out because she was obviously she reads all my stuff on Instagram
Yeah.
and our website and stuff, and then she's like, I really like what you're doing. She's like, I think it's really important stuff, and no one's talking about it, and I'm so proud of you for going after. And I was like, thank God she came up and actually said something about it.
Because I was raised so religiously, I'm pretty much exiled from those relatives.
Whoa, really? Yeah,
Yes.
but a worthy trade-off for you?
It's a worthy trade-off. My job is to help heal people on the planet. This is my life's purpose is.
What is it about being a sex therapist that brings you the most joy?
The sex.
I was gonna say changing people's lives, but I guess I'm just romantic.
What do you think the biggest misconception is about sex therapists?
The biggest one is that there's hands-on, or that they touch them, or they have sex or any type of romantic connection. That is total misconception.
Or some kind of displays, or
Well, what do you mean by displays?
like you showing examples of, performing.
I've done that with a mature lady who did not know how to give a good blowjob, and so we whipped out the and I showed her exactly how to do it,
Whoa!
and changed her life and her husband's.
It's never too late. I have a parting gift for you. You can have one of these shirts. Choose which color you want. And we got a new inverted shirt as well that you can get on padildoshop.com.
I'll take the white one because it's more see-through.
Yeah, ooh, yeah. You're gonna give good sexual advice wearing that. All right, you got 5 seconds to shout out or promote anything you want directly into camera. Go.
Okay, huntersisters.com. Myself and my sister, who's also an amazing therapist, we have our own YouTube show, and we're going to give you great advice.
All you have to do is go to our Instagram @TheLoveGurusLA for inspiration, guidance, and all things sexual.
Thank you so much,
Well, it's
Stephanie.
been
I
my
feel like
pleasure.
I learned everything that I need to know about the wondrous world of sex therapy.
Well, great.
Spending the day with these sex therapists, I've come to realize how much of a stigma there still is surrounding sex, and just how important of a role it plays in our day-to-day mental health. In a society where the understanding and discussion of basic science and nature are viewed as universally important, why would we intentionally avoid understanding sex? One of the most natural and necessary processes any living creature can experience. See you later, bye guys.
Press a like. We started teaching goddess workshops and multi-orgasmic workshops for men.
Multi-orgasmic
Yes.
workshops.
Yes, we help
Yeah.
fellows like you become multi-orgasmic.
Is that a term for a type of person?
No, well, this is a type of lover.